you ever been out with your dog, maybe on a walk, and you just feel this sudden quiet disconnect? It's like a moment where it feels like you're both speaking completely different languages, right? You're asking for one thing, your dog is doing another, and this little seed of frustration just starts to grow in that space between you. It's such a common feeling, I think. We love our dogs so deeply, and yet these moments can leave us feeling just confused or even a little bit guilty, wondering if we're getting it right. So I want to offer a thought tonight, and it's not a training technique or a command or, a fix. It's just a quiet idea to hold and maybe consider. The core insight, I guess, is this. Nearly everything our dogs do is really an expression of an emotion. It's not a calculated choice to obey or disobey. Their behavior it's the outside signal of their inside world. Let's take a really common everyday example. A dog pulling on the leash. The immediate story we tend to tell ourselves is often about control, right? We think he's not listening or she's being stubborn. We feel that tension in the line as a kind of opposition, a small battle of wills. And so we might brace ourselves or we might give a verbal cue, and the tension, it just seems to get worse. But what if we could just pause that story, just for a breath, and try to see it differently? Let's try to imagine what the dog is experiencing. In that moment, for them, the world is just this dizzying rush of information. I mean, there's the scent of a cat that passed by an hour ago, the faint trace of another dog a block away, the smell of rain on the pavement. Their ears are picking up sounds that our brain just automatically filters out. Their body, it might be buzzing with excitement or maybe a low hum of anxiety about that loud truck that just rumbled past. In that state, they aren't truly ignoring us. It's more that their internal world is just so loud, so full of this urgent sensory data that our voice, well, it simply can't get through. The pulling isn't an act of defiance. Gently, it's a physical overflow of an emotional state. They're being pulled forward by their own senses, by their curiosity, their excitement, or their worry. And this is the reframing moment. This is where we can make a really small but powerful shift. What if we stopped asking, how do I make my dog stop pulling? And instead, we softly asked ourselves, what is my dog feeling right now? And the answer doesn't need to be some perfect clinical diagnosis. I mean, we can't read their minds after all. But we can observe. Is their body stiff and tense, or is it loose? Is their tail wagging with frantic energy, or is it held low with uncertainty? Are their ears locked forward with this intense focus? Just asking that question, it changes the dynamic entirely. It moves us from a position of conflict to a place of empathy. It transforms us from an opponent on the other end of the leash into an anchor in their world. Warmly, someone who sees that they might be overwhelmed and that they might need a little space or a little more time or just a quiet moment to process it all. And look, this isn't about letting your dog just run the show. It's about seeing the emotion first before we even consider the behavior. Because we can't command a feeling away. We can't order a dog to be calm any more than we could be ordered to feel calm during a moment of panic, right? But what we can do is create the conditions for calmness. We can be their safe, steady presence in a world that is, let's be honest, often just too much for them. This isn't the shortcut to a perfect heel. It's a slower path, a path to a deeper connection. It's an invitation to let go of the pressure to perform for both of you and to find a quieter, more gentle way of just being together. Understanding, it always comes before obedience.